Kenya is calling Russia's decision to terminate the deal, a stab in the back of global food security prices. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs pointed to the disproportionate impact of the decision and how it will impact the Horn of Africa. And the numbers are staggering. 33 million tons of foodstuffs have been exported from Ukraine under the initiative. In 2023, the World Food Programme has procured 80% of its wheat from Ukraine for its humanitarian operations. More than 300,000 tons have been sent to Ethiopia, to Kenya, as well as Somalia. Take a listen to what the UN Secretary General had to say after Russia pulled out of the deal.
Ultimately, participation in these agreements is a choice, but struggling people everywhere and developing countries don't have a choice. Hundreds of millions of people face hunger and consumers are confronting a global cost of living crisis, and they will pay the price.
So tonight we ask, will the world's most vulnerable pay the ultimate price? It's time now to bring in Michael Dunford in Nairobi, Kenya. He's a director in East Africa with the World Food Programme, an international organisation that provides food assistance worldwide. Michael, thank you very much for joining us. And we've heard the warning from the UN Secretary General there. And here's the first question. Will the most vulnerable pay the ultimate price for Russia pulling out of this grain deal?
I think there's potential for the most vulnerable certainly to pay a price. The decision described by the Secretary General as regrettable is very regrettable for the people that the World Food Programme and others are trying to reach. I sit in Nairobi, leading the World Food Programme, trying to reach in excess of 47 million people. This is a region with almost 80 million people who are acutely food insecure, and anything, including this deal, that impacts the availability or the supply of grains around the world is most unfortunate.
It absolutely is. I mean, could you give me a sense of what the status is right now of supply out of Ukraine? What has been communicated to you?
Well, because it only happened yesterday, we're still learning about what the implications are and what are the opportunities, particularly for it to recommence at some time in the near future. But as you said in your introduction, WFP relies very heavily on Ukrainian wheat. We've already procured over 80% of our wheat this year, and much of it has come to this region. And this is a region that is extraordinarily fragile at the moment because of conflicts that are happening across the region, because of the effects of climate change, and because of this economic shock, which includes the effect of the war in Ukraine.